Team USA hoping to open things up here on the far side of the field. Bryce Johnson taking down the Texas product. So we'll see if Liam Appler does lead the offense out on the field. In fact, we're having a look for number 10.
Yes.
And he will be at the controls. So Liam Appler, the North Palm Beach, Florida product. He's an honors student at Dutch Fork High School. Will be a walk-on at Florida Atlantic University. 6'4", 212 pounds. And he will carry it forward to try and, I would imagine, get himself in the game. He called his number on the opening play of the game. Calls it again, maybe to get himself involved.
And at this point, it would just seem that they're trying to get some reps in for these guys.
Yep.
And see both quarterbacks here in the game, at least in the second half. We'll see how it ends in the fourth quarter.
Appler left hash and right at the feet of Marvin Brown. Underthrown a little bit. Did see that a little bit from Appler early in the game. Luna seemed to be a little more precise. Maybe more than anything, Jay Millen, I want to toss this at you. Giving Luna some time off the field. Hey, what do you see out there? And then bringing him back in. Could that maybe potentially be what they're doing there? Who knows?
Well, who knows from the coaching perspective. This could have been predetermined. You're going to get first quarter, second quarter, you know what I mean?
Right.
But between the two throwing the ball, there's no question that Anthony Luna had more accuracy and seemed to have a better delivery.
Great to see Cameron Jackson, all right. The Boulder, Arizona product, after getting knocked down hard, winded himself for that play at the end of the half. By the way, Cameron Jackson's career numbers at Tempe High School, Jay, 44 catches for 657 yards and 4 touchdowns through 26 games, 14.9 yards per carry on average for number 13.
Well, those are outstanding numbers. Why not give him the ball? Why not send him downfield?
Yeah.
These little out
We saw what happened in the 50-50 battle in the opening half, that he caught the ball, and Appler gives it to his tree trunk legged running back, Jaden Alston, who gets wrapped up in a gain of about 6. And they'll go third and short, probably third and 3 or 4. So the delayed draw. Third and 3 now for Appler. And he goes near side of the field, and a head nod from Jason Milne. He likes what he sees. Oliver Van Dyke for the first down.
Well, yes, it's nice to get the first down. Now that you have a new set of downs, I'd like to see a ball go past the 35-yard line.
We haven't seen Appler air it out yet, right?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
And again, another 5-yard pass. Gain of yak yards, 2 or 3. Which will bring you up in a second and short, and maybe second and short is where you air it out. That's where the playbook's open.
This would be a chance to say, yes, let's air it out, let's expand, because we can make that on third down, especially given, and I don't know, okay, maybe. By
the way, end of the third quarter.
Maybe Appler has an arm that is more suited for throwing shorter passes and working on that. Maybe they're not as confident in his deep game, because we haven't seen a sniff. So if they are hiding some sort of a cannon, now might be the time to expose that to the world, certainly to us, to see it, especially in this third or second and short situation.
34-13, Japan leads through 3 quarters of play, 12 minutes away from winner of this heading off to Championship Sunday, 5 o'clock kickoff time. Jim Mullen and Gord Randall will have the call. I'll be on the sidelines for you. It's Dave Dawson and Jay Millen here. Jay doing, I wouldn't call it spot duty, but Rob Harrod, my color commentator, will be back for the 5 o'clock game today. Happy to have my buddy Jay here, where he's done a lot of different things.
I don't know. I may just stay here.
Okay.
I may just stay.
I'd like to see you and Rob have an arm wrestle for who deserves
and I'll say, let's go. Let's fight.
Yeah. You go toe-to-toe.
King of the hill, baby.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Jay, a local businessman, media personality, had a great career in the University of Alberta, one of the dominant university programs in U Sports in Canada, 4 conferences represented. And Appler again at cornerback, and oh boy, had to get up in the air And they're going to say that that's incomplete. Flag on the play. So we'll have to wait and see what head official Veikko Laminsola from Finland comes up with.
Flags are down.
Substitution infraction on the defense, 12 men. That penalty is declined. First down.
So 12 men on the field is okay during the time of June 21st to after June 30th. But during the IFAF World Junior Football Championships, 12's too many.
Well, and they're still just protecting this arm or not unleashing it, that's for sure.
First and 10 from the 35. Appler hands it off to Alston. Misses, beats one tackle, and taken down. Gain of about 3 or 4. So USA allowing those layers of waves of defense. Linebackers coming in the backfield. So you look at the battle there. Unblocked, unblocked, unblocked. 5 guys wrapping them up. If you're going to gain some traction on the ground, that's not how to do it. Appler scrambles, look for some help, calls his own number, first down yardage, out of bounds at the 26.
Well, and it's interesting that you mentioned the layers of the defense, because you think you get past one and there's another, and maybe you break through them and there's another. The tenacity and the ability for them to overcome, this is Team Japan I'm talking about, and rally to the football is a sign of a really strong team.
First and 10 from the 21. America's got to put it in the end zone now, and they may. It looks like they will. Untouched, walking in. Touchdown, USA. Keon Kenner has a house call.
And just got them on this delayed inside draw. The sea parted for the running back, and he took full advantage of it right up the gut. Once he got past there was nobody there. And that was a positional play call where they blitzed. They did a designed run blitz, but as we saw earlier in the first half, when you find that seam on those, you could take it a long way.
5 carries for 91 yards and a touchdown last Saturday in their victory over Panama. 18.2 yards per carry for the Philadelphia native, product of Pennington School, the Pennington School, by the way, Jay Milne, and Keon Kenner. Brings America. All right, so they give up one. They punch back. But the problem, now you need to stop with a tired defense that just took a big punch in the last drive.
Well, and what I will say is this, Dave, is that tired defense may not be so tired now. It is important because think about that. They had a quarter break there, too.
Rest, yep.
They had a nice drive. It was probably a 6-7 play drive with a quarter break that gave them a lot more time to recover. But now it's important that you do not get into the situation where you're allowing a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 play drive. Needs to be a 3 and out here for this USA team.
And that is where Japan has been dominant. They've run the ball so well in this tournament. Japan, 250 yards along the ground in their 50-6 victory against Australia. Only allowed 15 rush yards against. Where USA in their 86-12 victory over Panama allowed 109 yards along the ground, where Panama had 2 major scores there.
And Japan looks to be protecting here against a potential
the onside kick,
yeah.
Right? I don't think they'd go back to the well again, as they'll squib it instead. So good field position at the 48-yard line as it was recovered by Japan's number 50.
I'm not sure I like that decision by the American
squad. Hard
squad.
at the line, right?
Or do something better than that. If that's the best you can come up with, a short kick, that's not going to get the job done. Boot it deep. Boot it deep, put the pressure on your defense, have a 3 and out, get the ball back with 9 minutes.
Offsides, kicking team. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
Yeah, there's so many varieties, Jay, on an air quotes onside kick or a short kick. You can bounce it along the ground. You can boot it hard off the front layer just to squib it over top with the guy who's probably on your hands team.
Well, and that's also a philosophy, and that's also a message here, a secret message from Myron Bluford, the defensive coordinator for Team USA. Instead of kicking it deep and asking his defense to do the job, they wanted to get the ball back because I don't think they think the defense can get it.
Great point on the pitch. Well, they got the job done there on first down, limited the damage to about a gain I have 2 or 3. That's Shungo Goto. First time we mentioned his name today. 12 carries, 62 yards, and 2 touchdowns on Saturday's victory.
Well, watch Matt Young, who we said his name a couple times, come up and deliver the blow there. That young fella's had himself a day. He's been all over the field. So kudos to him. I think he's been one of the top players on that American side.
6 tackles on Saturday. 6'3", a $183 from Neenah High School in Neenah, Wisconsin. 7 picks and a forced fumble in 11 games at Bethel University this year. He's a guy who can lay hat, for sure. 2nd and 7 for Japan. A key drive here. America needs 3 and out. And another gain of about 4 yards to bring up 3rd and short. 3rd and medium looks like. Good position.
Well, and they could have been doing this at the 10-yard line or the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
Which is, it's too bad. I really would have liked to see them kick that ball deep. And your defense has been rested now. Give them a shot to force a 3 and out, force a punt, and then, hey, we got a ball game with 9 minutes left.
You think the defensive coordinator knows it? He is emphatic on the sideline. He's just cheering, please get me out of my jam. Key moment of the game here. 3rd and 5, Japan on the hitch. And hog-tied and wrapped up. Not going anywhere. Loss of 4 yards. And it'll bring up 4th down for America. Huge stop on defense.
And just great flow by this defense, who seems to have been rejuvenated a bit here, Dave, because the flow on this and the playmaking ability to get there, and you're looking at, well, I don't know.
Jay, I want to go back to a point I made from Kikuchi earlier in the half on the hitch. That's got to be in front of that receiver. That's the second hitch that it's behind him. He bobbled it, allowed the American defenders to get there, and now Japan is punting. Team USA within 2 major scores, and it has a clock to work with. A short punt drops just inside the 20, and Japan will down it at the 6-yard line. So is it Anthony Luna? No, Liam Appler again out there at quarterback.
Well, I mean, like I said, if this is predetermined, okay, that's fine. But, you know, Liam Appler just led them on a scoring touchdown drive.
Yep.
How they got it done.
Used all that clock, though, right? Luna's your explosion player. We haven't seen Appler air it out yet.
And that is part of the concern here is, can he push the ball down the field? We have yet to see it, but they're going to need to if they want to get back in this game.
Clock is not their friend right now. Winner heads off to the championship on Sunday. The handoff to Alston. He's not going to gain any real estate at all. Maybe a yard, if anything. And this is what Japan wants. You want to play the clock management game? Go right ahead. We'll give you those 5-yard run plays all you want. As we have an injured Japan player on the field, which will give each group a bit of a rest here. So upcoming schedule. Let's have a look at that. Oh, it's up on the screen. Okay, now let's have a look at the stats. Thank you very much, Rudy, our fine producer. Japan, 18 first downs so far. Is that right? 203 yards rushing to 23. Time of possession game. So let's look at the difference. At the end of the half, USA, 12-26 possession. They had 1 minute and 7 they have the ball for in that half. 1 minute and 7 seconds.
And, I mean, we're already well into
Japan had the ball for 8 minutes and 58 seconds.
Well, that tells you a lot, but look at the score. I mean, USA has scored twice. Japan's only scored once. Japan scores fast and efficiently. That is one thing I've learned.
Liam Appler under center. In his end zone. He doesn't want to get tackled there. Flag on the play. Could be holding. Appler scampers out of bounds. And might be holding and coming back against Team USA. What'd you see, Jay?
Well, if that's holding in the end zone, I believe that's a safety. So this is a big flag.
Pleading the case is the American offensive lineman. That's Charlie Cottrell. Navarre High School to Navarre, Florida. Crucial call here. Let's see what it is.
Holding. Offense number 50. Half the distance to goal line. Repeat 2nd down.
All right, so not in the end zone. Repeats second down. Not that, hey, this is my first time watching either of these athletes compared to Luna or Appler. Not that one's better than the other. The coaches obviously know what they're doing. Anthony Luna's had far more success in the shadows of his goalposts. So, interesting decision here. Appler. Now he airs it out in a 50-50 ball, but it drops incomplete, or does it? Yeah, that's the guy you want in the 50-50 battle, Cameron Jackson. Falls incomplete. He'll bring up third down.
And if that's the arm you're dealing with here, I think you should have used it a lot more earlier on in the game. Now it's almost expected that you have to take these shots. That ball was put on the money.
And in a spot that you want it to.
Yes.
In a place that the defensive back cannot reach it as well. Appler awaits the signals. 3rd and 13 in his end zone. You need a major score at the very least, and a hitch to Alston. And he goes ahead, a screen that is, and Alston chugs for the first down yardage. Massive play from number 5 for red, white, and blue. And America can breathe out a little bit.
Well, what a play call. As you could see, Japan was on an all-out blitz here. What do you do when everybody's coming at you? Dump it over their head and let your big, as we said, tree trunk-legged Alston do the rest and take it for a first down, which he got on his own. He should have been stopped about 5 yards short of that first down, but he kept those legs turning, and oh boy, that was incredible and huge first down.
They're cheering in Charleston, South Carolina for the 5'8", $185 product of Stratford High School, who haven't seen that game-breaking speed out of him compared to what we saw out of Keon Kenner. But Alston is the one who's going to do all that black and blue yardage, where Kenner came, and I wonder if you platoon the back system a little bit here, but Alston's your guy that he's going to beat the line of scrimmage down, and we saw holes open for Kenner. So Alston, 1st and 10 from his 22. Back to pass. Puts it up through the middle and knocked down, incomplete. Intended target is Leighton Duncan, Colorado State University product.
Well, and that ball was just a little bit behind him. You'd like to see him maybe lead. That was definitely open up the middle, and a nice throw, but it was just behind him and a little low. If you lead that receiver into the middle of the field where there's no defenders, that's a completion.
Maybe the mindset there of Appler a little bit, that not wanting to get too much air on it because it's in a dangerous area of the field, and checks it down. And a reception on the far side of the field. Oliver Van Dyke has had a pretty good game for them today.
Well, and now you're faced with that same situation which they were earlier, which is a 3rd and long situation. Be interested to see here if Japan rushes everybody and does the all-out blitz, or if they play more of a tactful, they're just laying off.
Appler now to air it out, and that's nowhere near his intended target. Overthrown by about at least 6 or 7 yards. Maybe some miscommunication on the far side wide receiver, which what you would traditionally in Canadian football call a boundary wide receiver. And right along the far boundary, way too much air on it. I don't know if the receiver just geared down. Well, that'll bring up a punting situation. That lot of clock left here, Jay, to get 2 major scores, but the way Japan's been running the ball, again, arrested defense now. You want to get a good deep punt. Nope, they're going to fake it. And they're going to get a first down. A massive fake punt on a rope to Leighton Duncan. And he hauls it in, pays the price. USA keeps the ball, and they move the chains.
Well, not only can he punt, kick, but he can throw, by golly. That was put on the money. And you might want to suggest putting him behind center, because he put that where nobody else could get it, right on the money, and they got that first down by about a yard.
An absolute monument for the Monument Colorado native. 6'5", $185, handed off now to Alston, and he's wrapped up for a loss. So 2nd and 13, maybe even 14 for America.
You see, here's the replay of that punt fake. Just a beautifully drawn up play. I mean, that's a 15-yard dart that your punter is putting on. That's great.
Appler, quick release, high percentage throw, and good gain of about 6 or 7 for Price Johnson.
And interesting to see here that Appler is just a quick shuffle, 3 steps to his left and throwing back. Interesting way of, I've seen this a couple times now. I'm not sure I'm fully supportive of it.
You'd think you'd roll out to your right to deliver that, right?
Maybe they're trying to use misdirection.
Yeah. 3rd and 3, Alston blows a tire. That is not what they were hoping for. We saw that early in the game from him, that he was frustrated with himself. And do you go for it here?
Offense is staying on the field.
This is the area of the field you would go for it. Clock is running. Clock not your friend for America. 4th and 4. Appler turns and he loses the yardage. I don't know if his forward momentum got in there. Marvin Brown, if he went left and forward, he's got the first down yardage. Instead, he goes inside. Let's have another look at this one. I don't know what he's doing. You turn left, and you just dive forward.
Well, they did give him forward progress, which is the place that you accelerated to before the opposing defense took you back, but that wasn't good enough. Dave, if he
just drop
in
back,
situation, it's hard for us to stand up here and be
100%, absolutely.
But yes, if you take that and just cradle it like a baby and fall backwards, yards gained. Unfortunately,
that might be the game for Team USA. Kikuchi fakes the handoff, play action, keeps it himself. He's going to go for the sideline, knocked down in about a gain of 8 yards. And Japan will run, and run to run out the clock. However, going out of bounds, I'm sure it's not something he was hoping for.
Well, he was being chased pretty hard there by Jordan Whitley, who eventually ended up getting him, and that's just speed on speed.
Stay in bounds, though, to keep the clock running.
You'd like to, but I think at that point, Kikuchi was running for his life.
Mike Kelly, so you have a look at him on the sideline there, and his team, if doesn't change his fortune, is off to the bronze medal game on Sunday. Kikuchi and company would love to meet the winner of Canada and Austria. And hands it off. Nearly untouched into the second layer, and oh boy. End over end. And Shungo Goto from Kindai University will move the chains for Japan.
And you watch this hard run is met with a hard hit as Finley O'Brien comes in and finishes off that run. Those are not easy on the body.
You delivered 1 or 2 of those in your lifetime, eh?
Yeah, it's way easier on the body when you deliver them as opposed to receive them. Ice baths.
Do you have a signature hit from your career? I want to come back to you and ask you that. As Japan continues to march, 1st and 10 from the American 27. And play whistle down, probably a false start here. Do you have a signature hit that you laid in your career that you go back to and go, that's one that you remember, like a massive hit where you laid someone out, licked their chops?
Yeah, I do. It was and then 9 steps back. And they just keep kind of going in the same direction.
And Luna back in at quarterback. Airing it out. Flag on the play. Mike Kelly wants one. He's not going to get one if that decision is made earlier. I don't know. I could be wrong completely. Just leaving that out there. 2nd and 10 from Luna. Oh, what a no. Going back to catch it. nearly Cameron Jackson. Another highlight reel grab for 13, but it falls incomplete.
Well, and just the delivery. You watch here the action by Luna. He's putting that ball on. Yes, it was a poorly thrown, at least poorly placed ball, and almost a heck of a catch. But he's delivering it with a lot more strength and vigor than anything we've seen from Appler. So I don't know. That's what leads me to believe that this was premeditated.
Luna now, pressure coming, airs it out, and it's complete. Lots of room to work with, down to the 37-yard line. Bryce Johnson right on the money. The long stick, middle field lacrosse player from Episcopal School of Dallas uses his long arms in the middle of the field to haul it in.
And talk about Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he was looking left and then flung that thing across his body to the open receiver streaking down the field on the right.
Luna again, airs it out into the end zone and just falls incomplete for Oliver Van Dyke.
Well, and you never know what's going to happen here. You're trying to direct the defense to your left and then throw backside, hoping that somebody's falling asleep there. Throwing into double coverage would not suggest that every play. The receiver almost makes a heck of a catch once again.
Great job by Yoshida. Yuto Yoshida breaking that up. That was a touchdown. Yoshida got a hand in there to knock it out. 2nd and 10 from the 37, Luna. Oh boy, miscommunication there. 2 receivers. Somebody ran the wrong route. And that ball will drop incomplete. So it'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and I mean, you go back to the flow of this game and how it started. It left the American team with no option but to pass the ball, possibly more than they would have liked to, because they do have a running game. They really do. But when you're behind 21-0 5 minutes into the game, seals your fate.
Luna. And in front of Cameron Jackson. It looked like he had no idea that ball was coming to him. That was a weird-looking play as Jackson looks over in frustration. So, one final play here for America to try and stay alive. Down by 21. So the 2 players collide.
Well, anytime you have 2 wide receivers that end up in the same area on a play.
Yeah, that's not by design.
It's not necessary.
Somebody did something wrong for sure. Luna airs it out. Far side of the field and punched away. That's a good veteran play. You don't need to catch that. All you need to do is knock it down. Yudai Naka, who is not the kicker out there. Was that 16?
Yes.
To break that up. So good feet and good hands.
Well, and you talk about football IQ. We talked about it earlier in the game where the returner for Japan let the ball roll into the end zone. Well, that there is football IQ. Sometimes you just can't teach that. You need to know distance awareness. That was 4th down. If he intercepts that and runs out of bounds with that, well, it's Japan's ball on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they lose.
He literally
30
punched
yards.
it out of bounds, and now they get the ball and take
Sometimes
it over.
players are about stats too, right? They're like, oh, I get a pick. That looks good on the stat sheet. Nope. More about the team. As, again, Japan dissecting the line of scrimmage. Jason Milne, as you talked about at the top. And Kobayashi, the quarterback that started at Kikuchi, has been the guy in the second half. We have an injured Japanese player down in the field, so training staff out there to work on him. That is Togashi, their athletic therapist. So it'll look like decision desk potentially calling this one, that Japan will now play the winner of Canada and Austria for the championship on Sunday. Bronze medalist Team USA from 2018 will get another shot at bronze. Still don't know a number on that player. We'll get a look in the replay here. It's number 71, Shiro Tenuchi, the offensive lineman. Taken off the field. Hopefully he's all right. As you have a look at Mike Kelly. Said, got the call about 3 months ago to come coach this team and said, yeah, Canada? Sure, I'll do that. Get to go see my girlfriend. I've been dating for well over a decade in Winnipeg. I'll stop here for a week and go see her. The amicable Mike Kelly. I think anybody who in these parts who's watched him and his coaching career in America, always full of great poster board material. And another first down yardage. Minobi moving the chains again for Japan. Japan 250 yards along the ground on Saturday, and they will likely have something near that at the end of this one by the end of the game.
Well, at the start of the first half, they were already at 110 yards. So to say that they could get to 250 yards, especially with that drive that we saw at the start of the fourth quarter that was heavily run-laden when the defense was tired and they were gashing them for 10, 12, 13, 14 yards per carry, there's no reason not to suspect they'll get to 250, especially with a minute 47 left in the game.
145 away from Japan appearing in the championship game, and they being Team USA, will try and make that journey a little bit more difficult. So a lot of that discussion after that 86-point victory. And, America, so dominant in football. Obviously, you look at the NFL and some of the Japanese players talking about we love watching the NFL. That's how we've fallen in love with the game and continually to evolve and grow. You surprised at all by the result today?
Well, no, because I'll tell you one thing for certain. These aren't the best
top-end American
35
athletes.
under 20
yes.
athletes in the
You're
United
100%
States.
correct.
I can 100% assure you of that. This is a handful of very, very good football players, but a lot of the top talent is already, at Clemson in spring camp. You know
for
what
university
I mean? So,
Division I programs. And
Mike Kelly said it himself. There's a few players on here that are probably of Div 1 caliber down the road or eventually. But a large handful of these guys are gonna ply their trade in Div 2, Div 3, which is great football. Don't get me wrong with that. But I think more not necessarily surprising is the right word, Dave, but just good to see, I guess, is the Japan squad and what they've been able to put together here, the determination, the desire. This was a battle at the front seven today. We talked about it at the start.
Yeah.
They've dominated that battle today.
Yeah, Mike Kelly did mention there were a number of Division I players that were on the team that maybe had passport issues. They couldn't find their way to Canada for the group. So, yeah, Division II, Division III players will go on and have great careers. But until then, they still have a chance to play for a bronze medal on Sunday. Bronze medalists in 2018 and the last edition of this event. So Japan, as they done throughout the game, especially in the third quarter, they absolutely dominated where USA only had the football for a minute and 7 seconds of the third quarter. Japan had it for almost 12 minutes. That, if anything, along with the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, was really the story today. Third and short for Japan, and they will continue to gain first downs and run the clock, and they will likely have 2 more plays before the end of this one.
Well, just a fascinating stat that you just mentioned there was just 7 minutes of this game determined the entire outcome.
Yep. I've heard coaches say every game comes down to a collection of 5 or 7 plays. And for Team USA, you look at that failed fourth down, that shot to Cameron Jackson that he missed, the miscommunication on the hitch where it was behind, all things like that. The fumble in the end zone. Those are the 5 to 7 plays that really determine this game. As Japan takes a knee, they will concede, and that will lead them to victory. Team Japan is off to the championship game at the IFAF 2024 World Junior Football Championships.
And it's nice to see, some players hugging on the sidelines, lots of respect for each other. This was a hard-fought battle, but at the end of the day, it's a sport, it's a game. All those that have played football love it, but you also have to respect your opponent, and I love to see that at the end of the game, Dave.
Especially the Canada-Brazil game, which I know you weren't here for, the 110-0. Rob Harrod and I talked a lot about that, where Brazil, some of those players only started playing football 3 months ago. There's a different football that's a bigger sport in Brazil than American football.
Football.
Yes, it's soccer, for sure. And I heard Jim Mullen tell me that in the handshake line, one of the players, as they were smiling and taking pictures and laughing, said, okay, good game, now let's play soccer.
Yeah.
So,
and the score would be
and
reversed.
the score would be reversed.
Trust me.
Potentially, who knows? So, final thoughts here today, Jay, on this one.
You know, we were just talking to, but off the top, we said that this was going to be a physical game in the interior, on the front seven, the offensive line versus the defensive line. Whoever won that battle ultimately would come out the victor, and there's no question who won that battle, racking up close to 250 yards in rushing. Slow clap for Team Japan. They deserve this. They deserve to be in the gold medal game, and boy, I tell you, I'm excited to watch that game.
21-0 was the score early, and 21 points the difference here. That will move Japan into the championship game on Sunday. For Jason Milne and all of our staff here at Commonwealth Stadium, our great producer and all of our camera people, my name is Dave Dawson, and thanks so much for watching this presentation of the IFAF 2024 World Junior Football Championships. One more to come today, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. It is Canada 1 and Austria. So long from Commonwealth Stadium.
Touching warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join us in congratulating both teams on an outstanding performance and a great football game. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if we can draw your attention to midfield, we'll commence with a presentation of the Most Valuable Player Awards chosen by the World Junior Football Selection Committee. Presenting these awards is the competition director for the IFAF, Ropa Naronen. Welcome, Ropa. And the winner of the Most Valuable Player Award for the U.S. national team is number 5, Jaden Alston. Congratulations, Jaden. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Most Valuable Player Award for Team Japan, number 6, Nobuaki Kobayashi. Congratulations, Nobuaki. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll conclude the ball game. Thank you for your attendance this afternoon. We do have another game coming up at 5 o'clock. It'll be Team Canada and Team Austria. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for supporting the IFAF.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on.
And that's all, folks.